Three, two, one, zero.
Uno, dos, tres, cuatro.
Okay, how are you? Hello, good evening, and this is live. I love live. Anything can potentially go wrong over the space of the next 30 minutes. Good evening and welcome to everybody watching. It's our 7th live broadcast for the Student Enterprise Programme 2021. Tonight's show, though, is a special and unusual one. It is the official launch of the 2021 programme. My name is Rick O'Shea. I'm normally the presenter of the Student Enterprise Awards national show every year, but things have changed a lot for all of us. It has been an enormous challenge for everybody, particularly for those people who put the Student Enterprise Awards together. All of those people in the Student Enterprise Programme made everything virtual for our 2020 national final. In fact, I presented it from this exact same space, my spare bedroom, as I did a little earlier on in the year. It was done with huge success. That has continued to happen ever since. Tonight is no exception, but it is the first ever virtual launch. So let's get cracking. What is coming up tonight? It is going to be the new Student Enterprise Ambassador for 2021, who I've just been talking to. We've had a really weird, lovely conversation. It's been really nice. It's one of Ireland's best known and best loved sports people, and somebody who really has made a mark in the world of entrepreneurship. We also have a special message from the Minister for State at the Department of Enterprise, Trade and Employment, Damien English, for all of our students and teachers who are watching. And finally, towards the end of the show, we're going to hear from representatives from the Business Teachers Association of Ireland and the Junior Cycle team about their thoughts on entrepreneurship education today. We also have giveaways. I'd like to keep you occupied. We have giveaways on the show as well. As we are feeling extra generous tonight, we are on the countdown to Christmas. So for everybody out there, you will have a chance to win a set of over-ear Bluetooth headphones, and our teachers, so that's for students, and for our teachers, a 10-inch tablet to give away in the teachers competition tonight. Pay attention. It's a good one. If you'd like to be in with a chance of winning these prizes tonight, all you need to do is teachers, when our new ambassador gives the secret to entrepreneurial success, you need a text number, grab it, get a pen and a piece of paper, stick it in your phone. Okay? I'll wait. It's fine. You weren't expecting this. That's okay. And I know you're okay. Ready. Teachers, when our new ambassador gives the secret to entrepreneurial success, you just text in what they say to 086 153 7440. I will give you that again. 086 153 7440. Students, wait for this. When you see a clip of a dog, it does what it says in the tin. It's a clip of a dog. Text the word winner to 086 153 7440. Same number, 086 153 7440. If you're the first teacher or the first student to text in, you will win our prizes for tonight. Best of luck to everybody. Now, just to remind you, you can also put your comments and questions to our special guest tonight by posting them in the comments section. We're going to try and answer some of those a little bit later on live as we can. To get things kicking off, we'd like to unveil our new Student Enterprise Ambassador. She is originally from Cork. She was a professional track athlete for 12 years. She proudly represented Ireland on the world stage in sprint hurdles. She is a 3-time Olympian. She was crowned world champion in 2006. And nowadays, she is a busy mum and up-and-coming entrepreneur in the area of health and well-being, with her health and well-being website growing from strength to strength. I wish I had some sort of drum roll or some sort of hand clap. All I can do is hello and good evening to the fabulous Derval O'Rourke. Derval, how are you?
Hello.
Amazing. I love a good drum roll. Fantastic. How are you, Derval?
I'm fantastic. That was an amazing entrance. I wish it was like that all the time when I'm in the attic of my house. Unfortunately, it isn't. But I am absolutely thrilled to be here. It's such a privilege to be the ambassador for this program. Entrepreneurship is something I'm so excited about. So yeah, it's amazing.
Okay, so let's start at the very beginning of this. What attracts you to that idea, to the idea of being an ambassador for student entrepreneurship?
I think when you are in secondary school, I think you have such an opportunity to just embrace your ideas. I think your ideas are incredible when you're at that age, whether you're in the junior cycle and first year, whether you're more intermediate cycle, or whether you're closer to the senior end. I think your ideas are so much better than my ideas, I think, are now. And like, I think it's such an opportunity when it comes to this program that you have these ideas and then, okay, how do you make that idea into a business plan? How do you turn your business plan into a product, and how do you turn product into sales? So I think it's the full circle, and it's just the perfect time to do it. I wish it had been in place when I was in school, because I would have been all over it. I would have loved the opportunity to learn and to just absolutely embrace it. I think having the support of the local enterprise office, then having the support of your teachers, working with like your classmates, it's an amazing opportunity to get something to market. Like, that is so exciting. Like, you have ideas that you can get to market. That's incredible.
I'm interested as well to know, now that you're at that stage in your career, were you always interested in enterprise and being an entrepreneur and running your own business, even when you were a professional athlete? Or is this something that you've just become interested in since you retired from sport full time?
That's an interesting question. So when I was at the stage that the entrants are at this point, when I was in secondary school, I remember doing two big events. Like, I was involved in the shop, and I was involved, like, we organized an event that we sold tickets for. And I remember just loving the idea of going, okay, this is kind of our idea. Like, the health shop was our idea, and what products do we buy and how do we sell them and who wants to buy them? And with the event, it was like, we just wanted to throw a big party, but we had to sell tickets. So for me, I think when I was in secondary school, I definitely liked that idea of, okay, I could be my own boss. Like, if I have a great idea, a good plan, if I can get a few sales, maybe I could be my own boss. So I think that was always in the back of my head, that idea of having that ownership of my career by being my own boss. And then when I was running, essentially I was my own boss, because I just had to run as quickly as possible for 100 meters over hurdles. So I viewed the product as, what were the times at the finish line? So like, that was the product for me. So yeah, when I was running, I was always thinking about it. I was thinking about myself as a business. And then I was thinking, right, what am I learning here that I can take with me on the other side once I hang up my spike? So I went to business school. I also went to cookery school, and I was doing a lot of things to try and get experience to really set myself up to start my own business.
So maybe I'm conscious we should possibly scroll back a little bit and then tell us a little bit about what it is you're doing right now and about Derval.ie.
Yeah, so I had an idea that I wanted to have. I got really interested in the digital space, and I think particularly in 2020 the digital space is so busy. But when I became interested in it, it was about 4 years ago. I had written 2 best-selling cookbooks. I adored them. I was so proud of them as a product, but I felt like I, like everybody else, was consuming online. I was on my phone all the time. I was on my tablet, and I thought, if I'm doing this and my friends are doing this, it means there's space to put something digital online in terms of health and wellness. So for me to get from that point to what that actually was a long process. It wasn't quick. So eventually I did different programs. I was very much supported by the local enterprise office. Their expertise completely helped me get Derval.ie up running. And essentially it just became a platform where, how it works business wise is, I take a subscription from people. So you become a member of Derval.ie, and then once you're a member, you get access to healthy lifestyle content. So it's really high quality content, loads of experts in one place. It's like a one-stop shop for health and fitness. And actually just in recent weeks, so I can completely sympathize / get excited about where everybody is at, we've just launched an e-commerce shop. So we have the platform, which is digital subscription memberships, and then kind of like the Netflix model. That's always an easy way to explain it. And then we have actual products like a healthy lifestyle journal, cookbooks, a print, and they're being fulfilled, packaged, sent from my office in Cork City. So we now have kind of 2 different revenue streams in the business. So it is certainly busy.
Has 2020 altered that for you completely? Because obviously you couldn't have foreseen what's happened this year. Has that thrown a curveball at what it is that you do, or has that just, because obviously there's so many more people interested in their own health and their own well-being right now, has that just been something that's been really interesting for you?
It has been really interesting in terms of, we pressed the live button on Derval.ie exactly 2 years ago, and we went live 2 years ago, and I think we had one member after a day. And now, as I sit here tonight, we've just over 8,000 subscribed members. So for me, certainly 2020 and the environment 2020 gave us a massive opportunity to tell more people, okay, you can stay fit and healthy by using online as the way to do it. People, I think, were more open to that message. So we had spent maybe 18 months trying to tell the market that there wasn't very many people doing what I was doing. But then I suppose the flip side of the challenge, which everybody here who is doing their projects, there's always challenges. It's like a roller coaster all the time, was we went from not having a lot of competitors to all of a sudden everybody having their businesses online, their health and fitness businesses. So all of a sudden we had to start competing with everybody else and kind of going, what are we doing? And are we doing a good enough job to service the market? So I think 2020 threw up opportunity, but also challenges. But I do think in a time where there's change and uncertainty, there's always opportunity for entrepreneurs and for people who have great ideas. I think change brings a huge opportunity. It's a very, very exciting time.
Has this whole journey from the very beginning, from maybe trying to figure out what it is that you wanted to do, to starting your own company to where you are now, has that journey been different in reality than the journey you thought it would be at the beginning of that process?
It has definitely been different in reality to what I thought it would be at the start, in terms of I thought that I would build a product that I thought was amazing. I'd talk about the product and we'd just get loads and loads of people coming. I probably underestimated the sales process, which is something that might be a bit of a hint and a tip for everyone getting going on their enterprise journey. Always think about your sales. Like, that is the key thing. You have to have sales to have a business. And I definitely underestimated that. Outside of that, I guess, working in a team environment, like, you cannot do it obviously on your own. So I think becoming a team player, I came from a background where I was an individual. It was kind of me. I had a great team behind me, but ultimately I was running. Whereas now the whole business is 5 of us full time. And if any one person isn't doing their job really well, isn't happy, it has a detrimental impact on the business, which has an effect on our customers. So for me, working in a team, I think I've really, really had to focus on that. I've had to kind of say, what type of leader do I want to be to the team? That's been really, really important. You have to leave your ego at the door. Like, you have to park it. You cannot just think about yourself and what you want. You have to think about the team and your customers. And the other thing I would say that I underestimated at the start is the numbers. It's all about the numbers. What does it cost to make your product? Are you shipping it? What does that cost? Like, always keep an eye on your numbers. I was in a 3-hour meeting today and all the meeting was spreadsheets and numbers. What have we spent? What have we made? Does it add up? Is it profit? Is it not? Keeping an eye on your numbers. Any really good business person I know will always be able to tell you the numbers down to the tiny detail. Don't leave anything out. How much does everything cost? That's so important.
It's why I could never be an entrepreneur, and it's why I have nothing but admiration for you. What kind of advice would you give to young people who are watching this evening about succeeding in the world of being an entrepreneur? This is a question you're going to be asked in this role probably quite a lot over the next few months. I
would say the glass is always half full. So this is a massive opportunity to learn and grow, an opportunity that you might not get again anytime soon in your life. So take in every single part of this journey and learn from it. Think, okay, could I have done that a little bit better? What are the lessons I take going forward? And I would say be very resilient. When things don't go well or not exactly how you would like them to go, come up with solutions. So be a problem finder. I think those people are very, very important. I'm always looking for solutions to problems. So, okay, what's the problem? What's the solution? And I think if you do that, you will just be on the path to doing really well. You're very passionate about people being able to reach their potential. I suppose that's something you've done throughout your career. But what are maybe some simple everyday things that students who are watching this now can do to ensure that they reach their potential? I think when it comes to entrepreneurship and starting your own business, I think a really big thing is whatever you have a passion for, whatever your idea is, and what ultimately will become your product, what does it do for your customer? So don't get so wrapped up in your product that you forget about your customer. So I think listening to people. So day to day, always having your ears open. Like, what are people telling you? What are people on your team telling you? What's your teacher telling you? What is Leo telling you? What's the feedback there? So I think in the day to day, always listen. You don't have to take all of it on board. You know, I have a rule that every time I have meetings with people, I listen to everything. And then I take notes and I go away and I go, okay, what's applicable? And then I back myself and I really back my take and my opinion on things and my experience that I bring to the table. But I always start off by listening. So have your ears open, listen. Don't be afraid of asking people for advice. So there's loads of people around you all the time who've been there, who've done it. All of your communities that you're living in have businesses every single day. Look all around you. Look at those people who are running shops, running offices. You know, what are they doing? And go and just ask them questions. Like, anybody who has their own business loves to talk about it, I find. So just go and make sure you get all the lessons from them.
Okay, if you've got any questions for the awesome Derval or work, please, you can stick them in the comments live feed here below, and we'll ask Derval those in a minute or two. Finally, Derval, I'm going to be theatrical about this. What would you say is the one secret to your entrepreneurial success that is for the clue for our teachers competition tonight, really?
Okay, what is the one secret to my entrepreneurial success? I would say not giving up. I built my platform 3 times before it succeeded. It failed twice, and the third time it worked. And the first 2 times I could easily have stopped, but I really believed in myself. So the secret is back yourself, don't give up. You know, there's a reason you're passionate about that idea. Just keep moving forward with it.
I've absolutely no idea how that will fit in a single text message. People will make that work out. It'll be fun. Are you looking forward to this? I mean, because this is the beginning of a process now for you being involved with the Student Enterprise Awards.
I'm really excited because for me, I've really gained so much in my own career from being supported and having structure around me. And like, I've built my business the exact same way as these students are going to build these businesses, going from idea, business plan, product to sales. Like, that's how we all do it. So for me, I love that phase that everybody's in, that like right at the start where you're so excited. I love that. I think it's brilliantly exciting to be able to create something and then just to see the products, because like the projects that have come out of this over the years are incredible. And like, this could be absolutely a launch pad for someone to have an incredible career and incredible business. So for me to get to witness it, I just think it's a big privilege. So I'm very, very excited. Okay,
I think we have one question. Do we have a question, Greg? Is that going to come up here on the screen? What have we got for you here? Okay, so our question, as you can see there, is from Lily Yasmin. Are you on Ireland's Fittest Family this year? It's a crucial question. And if so, does your family win? I mean, you can tell us, can't you?
Oh, they wouldn't mind at all if I told you the results. Yes, I'm on Ireland's Fittest Family this year. We are back on screens for everybody on, I believe, Sunday, the 3rd of January. So when 2021 kicks off, we'll be there Sunday evenings, 6:30. It is bigger and more competitive than any other year. And I cannot tell you the result, Lily. I'm really sorry.
Is that, maybe you can't tell us, was that filmed before or after everything got really complicated when it came to filming TV shows?
It was filmed. There was a lull. So just to give a bit of background to people. So Ireland's Fittest Family is filmed normally over 3 months. For us to film 1 episode, it generally takes about 12 hours in the day. We're on site at 7 a.m. We leave at 7 p.m., sometimes 9 p.m. if races run over. So what we ended up doing, we took 3 months, crammed that into 3 weeks. We went from being in 8 different venues to 1 venue, but it didn't really impact it. In some ways, I think it made it more exciting. And yeah, we just did everything in a close kind of time frame. And also we did it at the end of August, start of September, when things were kind of opened up a little bit, but there were still quite a few restrictions. Like, I was in lots of forests, standing 2 meters away from Donncha O'Callaghan, wearing a mask, having chats with him, which is definitely never anything I would have predicted in my life.
Apparently that's the best way to deal with Donncha O'Callaghan, a mask and 2 meters away. It's the only way you can talk to him. And that's in January of next year. That's going to be turning up on RT.
Yes, right at the start of January, January 3rd. So the first Sunday of January at 6:30 p.m. So like it's very exciting. So I hope everybody loves it.
This has been genuinely lovely to meet you virtually for the first time. Maybe hang on just in the green room there for a moment. But thank you, Derval, for joining us tonight and for all the advice, and for the teachers and the students and everybody at the Student Enterprise Programme is hugely excited to be partnering with Derval for this year's programme, and proud to have her as an ambassador. If you stay with us, Derval, for a moment, this has to happen. Ready? Here we go. Ready? Here we go. I have no idea why that dog is making the boingy noise. Nothing, not a clue. It just did. It's the way it turned up. Now, back to something more serious. We have a very special message for all of our students and teachers taking part in the Student Enterprise Programme this year. It's from the Minister of State at the Department of Enterprise, Trade and Employment, Damien English.
I am pleased to officially launch the 2020-2021 Student Enterprise Programme on behalf of the local network of local enterprise offices. 29,000 students from nearly 500 second-level schools took part in the programme last year, making it the biggest enterprise initiative in Ireland. I want to wish this year's students and teachers the very best of luck as they continue their enterprise journey through this year's programme, right throughout the country. Because of COVID-19, 2020 has been an especially challenging year for students, for teachers, for schools, and for all our various enterprise agencies in our department. But everyone is rising to the challenge and thinking outside the box as budding entrepreneurs. I want to give special recognition to the hundreds of teachers and classrooms all over the country who work so tirelessly to deliver the Student Enterprise Programme. I used to enjoy meeting all the teachers and all the students in Croke Park at the awards every year. Without your dedication as teachers, and without that encouragement, the students simply wouldn't get this invaluable life experience every year. I am delighted that this year, Derval O'Rourke is our new Student Enterprise Ambassador. As an Olympian and world champion, she has successfully made the jump from the world of track to the world of business with the help of her local enterprise office. So Derval brings great insight and experience to the Student Enterprise Programme. The programme itself links directly to the business curriculum in schools, and it has been some great success stories over all the years. For example, Evan Quaid from Quaid Candles in Limerick took part in the programme back in 2017. He was in the national news recently for being the youngest ever supplier to Aldi in Ireland. Another great example is last year's senior category winners were Jack O'Mara and Daniel Ruddy from CBS Thurles in County Tipperary. Their handy hose holder is now stocked by Glanbia and used by dairy farmers and milk powders in every corner of Ireland, and no doubt soon every part of the world. Many more success stories will emerge from this year's programme, and I am looking forward to hearing all about them as the programme progresses to the county final and national finals next year. Finally, I want to wish the students the very best of luck with their businesses in the run up to Christmas and in the new year. You are the future business leaders of this country. You will create the jobs we need for the future.
And thank you, Minister. Our resident enterprise education expert, Caroline McHale, recently spoke to two representatives from the Business Teachers Association and the Junior Cycle Team about how the Student Enterprise Programme really helps embed an entrepreneurial mindset among students in second-level schools and gives them a great opportunity to put the theory they learn about business into practice in real life. Here's what they had to say.
Joining me now is Margaret MacDonald, and Margaret is president of the BSTAI, which is the Business Studies Teachers Association of Ireland. And we're delighted to have you here at the launch of the Student Enterprise Programme, Margaret. You're very welcome.
Thank you, Caroline. It's an absolute pleasure to be invited, and I really appreciate the opportunity to be part of this.
Okay. Margaret, may I commence by posing this question? How the Student Enterprise Programme really helps embed an entrepreneurial mindset amongst students in post-primary schools and gives them an opportunity to put the theory that they learn about business into practice in real life time?
I think it's a fantastic opportunity for them. They're studying, obviously, on enterprise in many subjects, junior cert business studies, and they're studying it in leaving cert business, and they're doing it in LCA and LCVP, and of course they're doing accounting. And this gives them an opportunity to actually do, rather than just learning about doing. They're doing everything, the whole process from idea generation and market research, target markets, their entrepreneurial skills and qualities. They get to do real SWOT analysis rather than just doing them from case studies in their textbooks. They even get an opportunity to do things like patents, looking at patents in real life, intellectual property considerations in their businesses. Even an opportunity to do sustainability and look at how their product is sustainable. They have to cost their product, they have to budget, they have to do record keeping, final accounts, finding finance for their business. So there's so many areas from their textbooks that they're actually getting to put into practice. And because they're doing, rather than just learning about doing, they will remember it. We all remember much more of what we do than what we read about or what we're taught. So absolutely fantastic opportunity, and ties in so well with everything that they're doing in all of those courses, the whole spectrum of first year right through to leaving cert.
Actually, Margaret, as you were calling out all the topics there, which they'll cover in enterprise, I was just thinking, here's all the specifications for junior cycle business studies and for accounting and LCVP and LCA, etc.
Yeah, like for junior cycle, it's fantastic.
Okay. And a lot of our teachers that actually participate in this are business teachers, and we know that you provide huge support for business teachers too. What advice would you give to teachers here tonight that are watching in for this launch?
Well, first of all, get involved, because it is a fantastic opportunity to get the students doing, to support the learning outcomes across all of the subjects, but also to enjoy it and to get the students to enjoy it. It's fantastic, the changes that are made, that they can still take part in this COVID environment, that it's not a casualty of COVID. In fact, it's an opportunity to do a little bit differently. So there's so many supports there as well. I've been looking at your webinars, and there's just so much there for them. It's like, if you had the time to look at everything, there's no shortage of help. So embrace it, enjoy it, and the learning from it is phenomenal.
Okay, so I like that, embrace, enjoy, and the learning and stuff. And what about the students? What advice would you give to the students who are listening in tonight?
The same, really, embrace it and enjoy it, but try and make the links as well that with what you're studying, and see how relevant it is to what you're studying, and look at what you learn as an entrepreneur, and how maybe that can lead to careers in enterprise. What students often don't realise is that many of the careers that they're thinking about doing, they will end up running their own businesses, and it doesn't have to be a production business. If those who want to do medicine, or work in insurance, or there's so many different things, hairdressing, whatever they decide to do, they will be running a business at some point in their lives. So the skills from this are going to be so useful to them. So no end to learning if their minds are open and they can make the links.
Okay, well, thank you for that, Margaret, and some really, really good advice there. You mentioned the resources, and yes, we have put a lot of work into our resources. They're all available on our website, but it's not just the resources we have there. We have the student enterprise program coordinators as well, visiting schools, and we have the live broadcasts, and we also have the live chats, etc. there. So there is an eclectic mix there to suit everybody. Well, Margaret, one final word you'd like to say on the launch of this exciting student enterprise program?
I'd like to thank, first of all, on behalf of all business studies teachers in the country, I'd like to thank the student enterprise for actually giving us this opportunity, for adapting the program to suit the COVID times. I'd like to thank you personally, Caroline, for all that you do for the programme and for the students. And I'm sure everybody remembers you as a past president of the association. And I'd like to wish all the students taking part the best of luck in the competition, and their teachers also. And I look forward to seeing the fruits of their work as the year progresses.
Thank you so much, Margaret, for those kind words. And yes, as president, past president, it was great, and it is a great organisation and great to be supporting our business teachers out there. Thank you.
Thank you.
Joining me now is David Walsh, and David is the team leader for Junior Cycle Business Studies. You're very welcome, David, to the launch of the Student Enterprise Programme.
Well, thanks very much, Caroline, for inviting us, and we're delighted to be here. I'm delighted to be here on behalf of the Business Studies team.
Okay, David, may I commence with this statement? And my question to you is how the Student Enterprise Programme really helps to embed an entrepreneurial mindset amongst students in post-primary schools, in particular at junior cycle level, and gives them an opportunity to put the theory that they learn about business into practice in real life. Your thoughts?
Oh yeah, hugely so. I think developing that entrepreneurial spirit, that mindset, or that enterprising spirit is a hugely important part and function of junior cycle business studies. And I think the Student Enterprise Programme affords students with great opportunities to put that into practice. I'm thinking in terms of just the different things that students will be engaged in when completing the Student Enterprise Programme. They'll be conducting research, so they'll be going out finding out information, be that field research or desk research, but they'll be finding out information. They'll be, analysing that information, evaluating it, making judgments, evidence-based judgments on the strength of their research and so on. So hugely important skills that they're putting into practice, and of course chimes nicely with the specification in terms of, the marketing mix and getting an understanding of the market research and developing a marketing mix. Things like, look, down to even growing resilience, figuring out how to overcome challenges and obstacles, and not being, not putting the hands up and saying, oh, here's a challenge, we can't deal with it. It's about coming up with solutions. It's about problem solving. These are hugely entrepreneurial skills, but they're skills that will be useful and fruitful in a student's life in general. They'll bring these skills not just to enterprise, but to their communities, to their home, and so on. So huge opportunities to develop skills.
Okay, and I think that is a really important point, David. It's not just all about the setting up of the business, it's all about the skills that these students can learn and take with them. And it's whether they're setting up their business or in getting involved in the community, or even as an employee, all those skills that they can actually learn from this, which is great. What advice would you give to teachers tonight taking on this programme?
Oh, well, first and foremost, you're giving students an opportunity to develop. It's a great springboard or a platform for students to really learn about skills, to put into practice and to develop and hone their skills. And for teachers, it's about affording that opportunity to students and giving them the space to make mistakes and to learn from those mistakes, to develop coping strategies for overcoming those issues that inevitably will emerge as students engage in whether it be the research or setting up their companies and so on. I think that for me would be one of the real key pieces of advice, is to allow students that freedom to be creative, but also to figure out how they can overcome issues as they emerge.
Okay, and the advice for students, and in particular the junior cycle students, what advice would you give them tonight at this launch?
Look, make connections. I mean, the Student Enterprise Programme and the Business Studies Junior Cycle Specification, they fit really well together. What students are learning in terms of the theory around, developing business plans, around marketing, the marketing mix, about conducting market research, about enterprise in the community, about being enterprising. These are all things that students are learning about. Put them into practice. You have a huge, fantastic opportunity with Student Enterprise Programme to actually take these things that you're learning and use them to draw from your learning and make them connections, to put into practice what it is that you're learning. So for me, the real thing is for students to just, take hold of the opportunity, to really grasp the opportunity, to drive forward with the learning and to put it into practice.
Okay, and there's a lot to be got from actual practice as such. David, is there anything else you'd like to add to this tonight?
Well, just I suppose to wish everybody the very best of luck. I think it's hugely important that students engage in this, and we'll learn. You know, the more you put into this, the more you're going to get out of it.
Well, thank you very much, David, for taking time, and we're delighted that you came here tonight for the launch of our Student Enterprise Programme.
Thanks very much. Delighted, as I say, to be here, and best of wishes to all students and teachers engaged in the project.
Thank you.
Thanks to Caroline, David, and to Margaret. Now, just before I announce our competition winners for tonight, I want to remind our teachers of the Student Enterprise Programme 5-tier support for teaching enterprise. And they are: number 1, your local SEP coordinator, face-to-face and/or with virtual meetings. Number 2, online resources, junior and senior cycle. Number 3 is the printed booklet, teacher support and student learning log. 4 is live broadcasts, and 5 is live chat. Now, for our competition winners, there's a thing happens here. Ready? Brace yourself. The lucky teacher who's won the 10-inch tablet is... close enough, is Martina Farrell from Scull Iveri in Louth. Congratulations, Martina, you're our winner for tonight. Our lucky student who has won the over-ear headphones is... that's Ella Coleman. That's not Ella Coleman, but Ella Coleman's our winner. You get what I mean. From St. Nathy's College in Roscommon, she's our student winner. Congratulations, Ella. A huge thanks to our special guest tonight and our new Student Enterprise Ambassador, the fantastic Derval O'Rourke, for joining us. Thanks to David Walsh from the Junior Cycle team and Margaret MacDonald from the Business Teachers Association. That's the last broadcast before Christmas. Back again in January with our fortnightly live broadcasts and taking all of your questions live and putting them to our guests as well. It's been a pleasure being here with you tonight. Thanks a million for watching. Bye for now, and keep safe and keep innovating.
Three, two, one.